So this LinkedIn template got me a 50% reply rate, and it's now being used by over 250 reps that I've trained across SaaS companies. It's built for 2025, where AI, intent, and conversation first selling are winning. And in this video, I'm just going to break down the exact structure that I use to turn cold LinkedIn chats into qualified book calls using three parts that you can just go and install today. So the first thing is about finding high intent leads. So on LinkedIn, we want to look for the people who've come to us. Only 3% of the market are ever ready to buy now. So for me, obviously, I have a brand on LinkedIn, which helps, but I look for people who viewed my profile, engaged with my content, downloaded my resources. Because let's face it, like people aren't doing this for fun, right? If they're following me and I'm posting consistent content on how to book more meetings, they're probably interested in that. If they've downloaded my free email resources, then they're probably looking to book more meetings through email. If they've viewed my profile where all I do is talk about SaaS sales tips, they're probably interested in booking meetings, right? So I'm going to look for the people who've come to me and have taken some sort of action and use that as my reason to reach out. But don't worry, like you don't have to have a big brand to do this. Even if you have start posting consistently 3 times a week, you can have a few hundred followers and still have leads you can work. But if you're a rep at a company, just use it based off the company. So if prospects are following your company page, connected with your CEO, downloaded resources, like anything that they have done to come to your company, it's the exact same process. People don't do it for fun. People are looking to fix the solution. So always find the high intent leads first. Outbound, like, look, it doesn't really matter if you book someone who's already pretty interested and they've been looking into resources for months. We want to find those people. What we don't want to do is try and convince someone who's never heard of you. We want to get the low hanging fruit first. So look for the high intent leads, whether they've come to your profile, engaged with your content, or have done the same for your company and your resources. The second thing is leading with that intent. Like always lead with the trigger. Again, relevancy is the most important thing in messaging. You need a reason to reach out. If it looks like it's been sent to everyone, people will treat it like that and just put it in the bin, in spam, archive it on LinkedIn or whatever it is, right? So we want to lead with what this person has done. So if somebody's viewed my profile, I'll be like, hey, notice you viewed my profile. Or if someone's downloaded my resources, like, hey, name, notice you downloaded my cold email. Like whatever they've done, I'm calling out that action. The reason for this is we want to show that this message isn't cold. You've already done something. Like I have a reason. You've taken this action. And that's why I'm starting this conversation. And this style, again, I have a video on my YouTube a few videos back where this is what got me to 50% reply rate because I'm not going after people who've never heard of me. I'm going after the people where they're interested in the solution and I'm just reaching out before they reach out to me. There's a phrase which I learned from, I can't remember who, so I'm not going to quote them, but effectively it says the best outbound is just finding the people who would have been inbound and messaging them before they book. Right, so let me just explain that. So an inbound meeting is where somebody's looking into solutions, they're looking into options, and they book a call with you. Outbound is where we go out and find someone and book them on the call. So the best way to do outbound is looking for the people who are already looking into solutions and just preemptively messaging them before they message us. So again, people coming to you are likely looking into that solution and likely closer to that top 3% of who we're going to go after. So once we've done this, identified the intent leading with that, what we're going to do is add what I call an A or B question. All right. So on LinkedIn, it's very different to email, very different to calls. It's a social media platform. It's not, you're not going to send someone a 200-word message trying to pitch them instantly, right? What we want to do is instead start a conversation where in that conversation, we can sell them by the chat to a meeting. But the first thing we need to focus on is getting a response. So what we're going to do is ask them like an X or Y question. So for example, if somebody has downloaded my email resources, I'll be like, hey, name, notice you downloaded my cold email resources. Curious, are you already booking meetings through email or looking to book more? And the reason for this is either way is good, right? If somebody says, yes, I'm already booking meetings, I'm like, incredible. And with that, is there a specific goal that you're aiming towards past that, right? If someone's already booking meetings, they could be looking to book even more. And the second way is if they're not booking meetings and they're looking to start, again, I can start that conversation. I can be like, sounds good. And with you starting, is there a meeting goal that you have in mind you're working towards? And the whole point of this is to initiate a conversation. And then through the conversation, and this is step four, which is actually understanding how to do it as like a little bonus, which is what's this person's goal? Like, what do they want to achieve? Whether it's a specific amount of meeting, a specific amount of leads, a specific amount of savings, like what is their actual goal? The second thing is what does that do for them? Like, why is that the goal? And people will always have exterior motives. So, for example, like a sales leader being like, yeah, I want the team to book 20 meetings through email. If I then ask them like 20 meetings is a great goal, but with that, I'm curious, like why 20? Why is that specifically the goal? And then they could give me what Chris Voss calls the black swan, like the hidden info where we unlock it makes the sale much easier. So they could be like, well, the team's behind on quota for the year. And if we get to 20, we'd hit our fiscal year number and I'd get my bonus. Suddenly, there's a massive reason and a big why. We have a why of this goal. Like hitting 20, it's just a number. Like, why would I actually work towards that? But the helping me hit my quota, the business owner where you're selling them how to book more leads, and suddenly it's I need this to get funded, or I need this to make my investors happy, or it would allow me to quit my job. Like, what is that why? That's what we want to uncover. It's like the deep secret, like the emotional attachment to the goal. Then we move on to actually understanding like what have they done, what have they tried. So being like, cool, and I love the fact that you're aiming towards whatever they said. With that, what have you done to improve so far? And when we understand this, we can have this process to understand what has this person been implementing to get there. Have they been looking into resources, testing different things out? Like what have they done? And then when we understand that, we position the call because now we have the goal, why there's a clear objective to get the goal, and we've understood what they've done, so we can show how what we do is different. So again, just to recap this whole process, the first thing is finding the high intent leads, whether they've come to your profile or your company's profile. Start with the people who've taken that action. The second thing and part of the message is actually leading with that trigger. Call out the action they've taken, as that is the reason we're reaching out. And then the last part of the message is adding an A or B question. So, like, based off that thing, are you looking to do X or Y? And either way, it's good because then we can start the conversation and sell them by chat, like I spoke about, which is what's their goal? What's that do for them? What have they done to improve? And here's how we fix it. So that's everything in this video. Again, this is helping me get a 50% reply rate consistently, but even now, like 20 meetings a month through LinkedIn. Again, I have a big brand, so it's much easier for me. But even if you're doing this today, you can go onto Sales Nav, set up the filters, look for people who viewed your profile, recently connected, followed your company page, like set up these filters, and every week you'll have a list of warm leads. But of course, like if you want my support to actually implement these messages, I'm going to give them for free in the description, so you can just download the actual templates. But if you want my support to actually create this LinkedIn operating system in your day-to-day to help you book more meetings and hit your number, feel free to book a call. We can talk about Outbound OS, see if it's a fit for you, and take it from there. But either way, hope this video is useful, and let me know in the comments your thoughts on this type of messaging.